Thank you, Honorable Chair and fellow delegates. On the issue of globalization, we, the delegates representing Venezuela, would like to recommend that the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development adopt the third resolution. Governments must achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, paying special attention to the needs of women and girls. We have come to this decision because women and girls in Venezuela are in a crisis. Regarding adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene, their needs are not being met. Menstrual hygiene is an aspect of sexual and reproductive health that is yet to be met. Women and girls are lacking in hygiene products and have inadequate access to safe, clean, and private toilets. A study by the Menstrual Practice Needs Scale determined that out of their 142 included participants, almost half of the participants who menstruate, 46.4%, did not receive any hygiene kits. 61% were not able to wash their hands whenever they wanted, and the majority, 75%, did not feel safe to use the toilets. This study supports the fact that sanitation and hygiene needs in women and girls are not being met. The survey demonstrates that many women don't have access to the resources they need to take care of themselves during this natural process. They even admitted they don't feel safe to use the toilets, which is a big concern considering they need the space to take care of themselves. People of the Menstrual Practice Needs Scale refer to this issue as period poverty, which I feel adequately defines what women and girls in Venezuela are experiencing. They don't have access to toilets, menstrual supplies, sanitation conditions, or even the education to take care of themselves on their menstrual cycle. In general, according to globalgiving.org, most Venezuelans don't even have access to a regular supply of drinking water. The article states that more than 4.3 million do not have access to WASH, which stands for Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene. Without clean and safe water, it's difficult for citizens to take care of their homes and maintain a clean environment for living. Without clean water, taking care of oneself hygienically is nearly impossible. Cooking and drinking is inconsistent and unsustainable in the environment. Sanitation and hygiene needs in many areas of Venezuela are so far from being met that these areas are becoming disease-prone. Furthermore, due to the same unavailability of resources, many children are at risk for malnutrition. So now, not only is sanitation and hygiene an issue for women and girls in Venezuela, but the nation as a whole. Access to safe water and sanitation is a human right, and this right is not being protected nor guaranteed in Venezuela. Safe water and sanitation are vital to every person. However, looking at women and girls who at certain points require a little more support to be taken care of hygienically, we can see how truly terrible the situation is. These hygiene and sanitation concerns bring about a much larger issue: healthcare. Not only are the citizens experiencing water scarcity in their homes, but hospitals and other healthcare facilities have limited water access as well. These facilities also suffer from electricity shortages, which play a huge role in being able to successfully provide health services. In an article by the International Commission of Jurists, it states, water shortages in health facilities contribute to an unsanitary and unhygienic environment. Healthcare centers, like homes, cannot be properly sanitized due to the lack of water and the lack of cleaning supplies, and this dramatically increases the health risk for healthcare workers, patients, and consequently, their families, communities, and the general public. The Committee on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights has described the right to water as one of the most fundamental conditions for survival. They have also clarified that states must prioritize access to water resources to prevent starvation and disease. Furthermore, this water is expected to be sufficient, safe, acceptable, physically accessible, and affordable. Water clearly plays a huge role in the country's hygiene and sanitation issues. The International Commission of Jurists made statements regarding what Venezuelan authorities should do. They state, the authorities should combine immediate relief action and long-term policies to guarantee the right to safe water and sanitation in the country in accordance with international standards. There should be an independent monitoring mechanism of water supply in the country, and they further stated that Venezuelan authorities must urgently implement emergency policies to provide safe water in all water-scarce areas without any type of discrimination. Priority should be given to ensuring water access in healthcare facilities and the provision of soap, cleaning materials, and hand sanitizer. And finally, the International Commission of Jurists make it a point that Venezuelan authorities should adopt transparent policies that allow for access to public information in a complete and timely manner, to facilitate the understanding of issues such as the epidemiological situation on the data on water quality and accessibility. While we have identified the problems, it is time we take into consideration the suggestions being made to create solutions. Venezuela's issues come down to human rights. These issues must be handled immediately as there are major concerns regarding health, safety, and the rights we are all granted as humans. Thank you for your attention regarding our position on Resolution 3. Governments must achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, paying special attention to the needs of women and girls.